Hey, BookTube Sean here, and today I want to share with you some exciting book mail I got last week. Some of you may have seen my Twitter and Instagram posts about this, but there is a new publisher starting up. Their first 6 books are going to be released in September, and their name is Flame Tree Press, and I have the arcs for their first 6 releases sitting right here. So I want to share those with you and let you know a little bit about them. So if you're interested in them, you can get on Amazon and pre-order. So the first book is The Siren and the Spectre by Jonathan Janz. This is probably the one I'm the most excited about. I actually kind of have these stacked in the order that I want to read them. So Flame Tree Press, by the way, before I get into Jonathan Janz, is going to be a publisher of science fiction, fantasy, horror, and crime, which you guys know makes up 75 to 80% at least of my reading. So I'm very excited about this publisher. So just independent publisher of those of my favorite genres. So anyway, let's get into the books. First one, Jonathan Janz, The Siren and the Spectre. And this one is: when David Kane, a celebrated skeptic of the supernatural, is invited by an old friend to spend a month in the most haunted house in Virginia, he believes the case will be like any other. But Alexander House is different. Built in the 1700s by a land baron to contain the madness and depravity of his eldest son, the house is plagued by the shadows of the past and the lingering taint of bloodshed. David is haunted as well, for 22 years ago he turned away the woman he loved, and in sorrow she took her life. Now David suspects she's followed him to Alexander House. So really cool. This looks like a haunted house story by Jonathan Janz, so I'm really excited for this. The next one on my stack here, it looks like a sci-fi novel. J.D. Moyer, The Sky Woman. Car N, a ring station anthropologist on her first Earthfield assignment, observes a Viking-like village in the Hartz Mountains. As Car N secretly watches the Hapdil villagers, she begins to see them as more than research subjects, especially Esper, a handsome bow hunter. When Esper's sister is taken by an otherworldly, sword-wielding, white-haired man, she can no longer stand by as a passive witness. Knowing the decision might end her career, she cuts off all communication with her advisor and pursues the abductor into the dark dangers of the mountains below. That ended a little bit quicker than I thought it would, so that's... Anyway, yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I mean, I'm excited to get into all of these, honestly. These all seem like they're going to be decent reads. But yeah, that is J.D. Moyer, The Sky Woman. The next book on the stack is Tim Waggoner, The Mouth of the Dark. Tim Waggoner is a horror author. I've never read any of his stuff, but he's an author I've always wanted to check out. So I'm excited to have the arc of his new book. Jace's 20-year-old daughter, Emery, is missing, lost in a dark, dangerous realm called Shadow that exists alongside our own reality. An enigmatic woman named Nicola guides Jace through this bizarre world, and together they search for Emery, facing deadly dog-eaters, crazed killers, and, worst of all, a monstrous being known as the Harvest Man. But no matter what Shadow throws at him, Jace won't stop. He'll do whatever it takes to find his daughter, even if it means becoming a monster himself. That sounds really good. And I'm really into worlds that exist alongside ours. I'm really into those kind of books. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. The next one is Ramsey Campbell, 13 Days at Sunset Beach. For Ray and Sandra, it's their first family holiday in Greece, on the mysterious island of Vasilema. The skies are cloudier than anywhere else, and the visitors are puzzled by local eccentricities. There we go, that's the word. The lack of mirrors and beach umbrellas, and the odd nocturnal rituals. Why do some islanders seem to follow the family wherever they go? Why do the visitors have strangely similar dreams? And has Sandra been granted a wish she didn't know she'd ever made? Before their holiday is over, some of the family may learn too much about the secret that keeps the island alive. This sounds like a book that's gonna maybe kind of cross genres a little bit. So, yeah, this sounds like it's gonna be interesting. The 5th book from Flame Tree Press, coming out in September, is Creature by Hunter Shea. I don't know a lot about Hunter Shea, but I did recently get a book of his that was released, Jurassic Florida, I think it's called. Rachel at the Shades of Orange talked about it in the Books in the Freezer podcast as an upcoming release, and it sounded like a prehistoric creature novel, and I'm kind of into those. So I had pre-ordered that. I haven't read it yet, but so I'm kind of excited to have another Hunter Shea book. So if I like one, chances are I might like the other. The monsters live inside Kate Woodson. Chronic pain and autoimmune diseases have robbed her of a normal, happy life. Her husband Andrew's surprise of a dream cottage for the summer is the gift of a lifetime. It's beautiful, remote, idyllic, a place to heal. But they are not alone. Something is in the woods, screeching in the darkness, banging on the house, leaving animals for dead. Soon the cottage becomes Kate's prison, and they'll both be lucky to escape alive. So yeah, sounds like just another cool horror book coming out from Flame Tree Press. So I'm excited that half of these books are horror books. It's always good to have independent horror coming out. The last book that I got from Flame Tree Press is The Bad Neighbor by David Tallerman. The weird thing about this one is I haven't been able to find this one. All the others I was able to mark as to read on my Goodreads, but this one I couldn't find on Goodreads. It's weird. Well, a lot of his other, all his other books I could find, but this one wasn't listed under his. Maybe it is by now, but when I was looking, I couldn't find it. Anyway. When part-time teacher Ollie Clay panic buys a rundown house in the outskirts of Leeds, he soon recognizes his mistake. His new neighbor, Chas Walker, is an antisocial thug, and Ollie's suspicions raise links to a local hate group. With Ollie's life unraveling rapidly, he feels his choices dwindling. His situation is intolerable, and only standing up to Chas can change it. But Ollie has his own history of violence, and increasingly his own secrets to hide. And Chas may be more than the mindless Yob he appears to be. As their conflict spills over into the wider world, Ollie will come to learn that there are worse problems than one bad neighbor. Now, this was on the bottom of my stack, and probably the last in my reading order, because this seems the least like something I would normally read. But I am still curious to check it out, and very happy to have it. So thank you, Flame Tree Press, for sending me the arcs of your first 6 releases. I'm really excited to have all of these, and looking forward to digging into them. And you guys will see reviews of them as I get them read. So if any of these sound interesting to you, like I said, I think pre-orders are available for all of these. I know definitely that the Jonathan Jams ones is available for pre-order because I almost pre-ordered it. But yeah, so that's it. If any of these sound interesting to you, let me know in the comments. You know what ones they are. Like I said, I pretty much already got my reading order figured out, but if there's something you're more excited to see me talk about than the others, let me know that, and maybe I'll change my order up a little bit based on feedback from you guys on what you want to see reviewed first. But I am going to be getting through all 6 of these. I don't know if I'll get through all of them by September. I don't know the specific release dates for each of these in September, but by the end of September, I should have all 6 of these read and reviews up on the channel. So there will be individual reviews coming out for each of these books. So be on the lookout for that. And like I said, let me know in the comments what of these sound the most interesting to you, and maybe I'll change up my order a little bit. So anyway, thank you to all my subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you. If this is your first time viewing me, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you stick around, and if you'd like to, hit that subscribe button so you know when I post new videos. I'll see you all in the next one.